Hey guys, welcome to the Daily Dose. It is May 29th, Thursday, May 29th, 2025. I want to talk a little bit about the rookie contract negotiation system in the NFL. What you may know is that since the CBA of 2011, these contracts are pretty much pre-negotiated, prefabricated, predetermined by the collective bargaining agreement from pick 1 down to pick 270. You pretty much know what you're going to make the moment you're drafted. So a player drafted 6th in the 5th round knows what he's going to make the night of the draft, and every player does. So that begs the question I hear from a lot of people, why are there still disputes? Why aren't these rookie contracts getting done? What's wrong? So a couple situations going on now I'll talk about. Because the CBA only determines money, signing bonus plus salaries, right? There's a lot to negotiate beyond that. And then we get talking about backside of the contract, we're talking about language of the contract. And we get to talk about guarantees. So the guarantee issue, first rounders have been able to wrangle full guarantees over the past several years. It started out top 10 picks, then top 15, then top 20. Now everyone in the first round, they sign their 4-year mandatory contract, but it's become all guaranteed. So every first rounder is getting a fully guaranteed 4-year deal. What has happened, on May 8th, the Houston Texans, with the second pick of the second round, fully guaranteed the 4 years for a receiver named Jaden Higgins. The Cleveland Browns, with the number 1 pick in the second round, Carson Schlesinger, had to respond and give him a fully guaranteed contract. And now we sit here 3 weeks later where we have 0 signings past that because all 30 teams and agents are in a waiting game with the rest of the second round. The agents are saying, hey, if the top 2 got fully guaranteed, we want fully guaranteed, especially those picks near the top 2. And the teams are sitting there and holding the line and saying, we're not going to fall into that precedent. Let it be the top 2 picks and nothing more. So we have a standoff. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with the second round as all the draft picks fill in around it. The other issue is the 17th pick overall, Shemar Stewart with the Cincinnati Bengals, is not practicing because in those negotiations, the Bengals are trying to insert a clause that basically says if there's a default, and I'll explain what that is in a minute, all future guarantees void. And in other words, none of the future guarantees will be valid. So it could be if he has a default in year 1, the next 3 years, which will be guaranteed, will not be guaranteed. What's a default? Default can be a breach, can be some morals clause violation, can be getting suspended for steroids or illicit drug use. It can be a misdemeanor. It can be whatever they decide default is, and then it'll be subject to a grievance and arbitration. But the Bengals are trying to impose this, and the agent has a good point. Well, you had the 18th pick last year, Amaris Mims, and you didn't put it in that contract. And of course, you didn't put it in Jamar Chase the years before, T. Higgins. So why is it in this contract? And Shemar Stewart is not practicing for that reason. Listen, the Bengals, I know, are a hard-headed team, tough in negotiations. They're going to try to impose this and settle in. You know, this Shemar Stewart rookie negotiation, 17th pick in the draft, is going to be a long one because you have the Bengals trying to impose their will on a player that ultimately is going to have nowhere else to go. Hope that was educational for you. Have a great day. See you soon.